actually works. You know, I've had this little shutter for so long and I've just never used it, like over a year. Technology, it's insane. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is I, Imani. How are you? This is where you comment down below how you are. I just wanted to get the formalities out of the way. The topic of this week's video, something I feel like we all have a little something to say about, and we will be discussing opinions and how I feel like we might be living in the opinion age.
That's my opinion!
Opinions. Everyone has them. They're like buttholes, as the old saying goes. You can't run away from opinions on the internet. I feel like it's what the internet is fueled by. it's like the thing that keeps this capitalist machine running, but we're not going there yet. We're not going to touch the capitalism thing on it. We don't listen, it's not every day we have to complain about capitalism. Like, I get it, it's a really shit I get it. Capitalism sucks and I don't like it just as much as the other guy. I'm tired of talking about her all the time. You can't run from other people's opinions on the internet, especially in a lot of the spaces, a lot of social media spaces. Everyone has something to say about everything. This isn't just with things that we would consider quote unquote important. This could be with anything. Opinions on the internet are like buttholes, but worse. They're probably nipples because there's 1 + 1 extra 1 that wasn't even needed. I like that execution. We'll keep that one in. Damn, you don't even know how many takes that one took. On the internet, you have to have an opinion for everything. And you don't only have to have this opinion, but you have to perform your opinion, and you have to perform it loudly, and you have to perform it in the most believable way possible, because God forbid anyone finds out that you're faking your stance. I don't know what will happen. It'll probably be bad though. Opinions on the internet are the masks we wear, the things we present, and those opinions could be something completely small and trivial. It could be from something like what you thought about a new album that just came out, to what you thought about what a celebrity was wearing, to, I don't know, what a politician did somewhere during a rally, etc, etc, etc. What happened during an award show, the Will Smith thing, what happened on YouTube with the Try Guy situation, yes. And that's the issue with having an opinion on everything in the way that the internet demands you to, or in the way that social media sites, the way that they work now, demand you to. Because all of these situations that I've mentioned, from the Will Smith slap to the Try Guy situation, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, for example, all of these little moments that we've had demanded, but everyone has felt the need to weigh in on things that we might not necessarily know much about. When everybody is giving a hot take on something, especially as it is happening, you most probably do not have enough time, or you haven't spent enough time to really sit and think about what you want to say outside of what everybody else is saying. Really look at the situation, probably check some sources about the situation, warranting your energy and your attention. You shouldn't just spread things with your name, with your chest on the internet, and you haven't given it your due diligence. When you have to have an opinion on everything online all the time, otherwise you'll be deemed as one way or another based on whichever lens you're being looked at from. Shit. It's exhausting. Only a recipe for disaster. Too many people are voicing their opinions on things that they don't really know anything about. Maybe opinions they might not even agree with if they knew everything about what they were saying. And when a lot of people are blindly following one opinion just because they don't have the energy or the care or the attention to formulate opinions on all the different matters that require an opinion on twitter.com every other day, I'm sorry, I have a lot of animosity towards that side. Me and Twitter will never, no. But I'll come back eventually just to see what you guys are talking about, because you guys are fun on there, I swear, but you're all unhinged people. Respectfully. Having to mass produce opinions in that way on a daily basis just makes for lower quality opinions. It makes for half-assed opinions. It makes for opinions that people probably don't even stand with. If you give it even like a week, not even a week, probably 24 hours. I feel like I've made rash decisions on things happening on the internet and have tweeted or shared what I think about that situation, and even in a 24-hour span, because everyone knows like the timeline of the internet. So much can happen in 24 hours. So much. By then, so much more information has come up. I've completely changed my mind. There's probably one side against the other, and I've switched, and now there's a new side that's coming out, and there's new evidence here, and there's just different things that's happening. And I already publicly said something else with my chest 24 hours ago. And that's why you should just maybe sleep on it. Think about it a little bit before you tweet it. That's just my 2 cents. Let's hear what the Stoics have to say. I was actually thinking about doing a video where I just like stroke my stoicism pleasure spot for a whole hour. Okay, not an hour, that's a long time, but just a while. Anyway, to the Stoics, opinions are the source of misery. Why? Because you are worrying about something that hasn't got shit to do with you. Let me just be honest, it hasn't got anything to do with you, hon. Why do you care? Respectfully speaking, I'm gonna use a dated one. Will Smith slapping, who was it? Chris Rock. Was it the Grammys? Do I know anything about internet culture? I swear, I log off for like a few months and then I come back and I sound like a millennial trying to stay in touch with her Gen Z friends. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock during the Oscars ain't got shit to do with you, hun. I'm seriously, like, honestly speaking to you, it will affect your life zero. Your life would have changed zero. Bank account balance, still the same. With forming opinions on things that have nothing to do with you, you are taking something that's just an objective situation, just a situation, and you're attaching meaning to it. Whether it be good, it be bad, it be evil, it be incredible, whatever it is, you've taken a situation that is kind of far removed from you and you've added investment. You've emotionally invested yourself in something that honestly can't give you a return on investment. Look at me speaking my finance bro era. I swear, I watched like 2 videos on budgeting and all of a sudden I feel like a girl boss pussy slay queen. I know how to use spreadsheets and shit. It's so hard. By giving energy and investing in things that don't really have anything to do with us, you're emotionally investing in something that is completely out of your control. And that's where the Stoics come in, because you know, they say that you should only do what you can control and don't let extrinsic factors affect the mental. Yeah, I took intro to philosophy. Talk to me. I'm so painfully uncool sometimes. It's ridiculous. it's like I make it my mission. Maybe I do. Listen, it's part of the appeal. Online, we also live in a state of constant overexposure. We know too much about too much. Well, I think this could be a good thing because of how globalized the internet is, and how this could help build awareness for certain movements or things that could be happening that require eyeballs on them to help propel them. However, we need to know everybody's 2 cents on every single global matter that's happening. I don't think so. And I feel like we saw a lot of this during the pandemic. We still see a lot of this after the pandemic as well. But during the pandemic, I feel like since we are all at home, nobody had anything better to do than just talk their shit. I just don't think that like celebrities or public figures or influencers or people who just don't know shit about what they're talking about should comment on really nuanced and complicated issues. The fact that we push people to say what they think on things that require a lot of thinking that the person may not really want to do, because news alert, you can't really make people care about things that they do not care about, and telling them they should care about something will not make them all of a sudden care. A lot of the pushing people to say what they think on situations, like polarizing situations or controversial or just complicated situations. I'm saying situations a lot, but because it could encompass anything from a global pandemic to like a political crisis to some nonsense on pop culture to YouTuber drama. So that's why I feel like situation perfectly encompasses the whole anything. Basically, when you are asking for those opinions on those polarized situations, most of the time we actually don't even want to hear what the other person has to think. We probably just want to hear that they agree with us, and we want to hear that they think that they lean on the side that we're on, because again, everything on the internet is very us versus them, and when it comes to something like opinions, you either have one or the other. So it's really that simple. It could be quite divisive. What does it take to form a proper opinion on something in this day and age then? Everyone knows that to have a good opinion, it should probably be an informed opinion. Something you've sat with, something you've thought about, you've analyzed, you've broken down, you've evaluated. It's not just something that's off the top of your head. But not every opinion has to be a nuanced, deep opinion, and I'm not saying that. We should be allowed to be able to care about things shallowly. That sounds so weird. Is that a word? Shallowly. That one. We don't have to form deep, nuanced opinions on everything, but I feel like the things that are probably more weighty, we should. Situations that probably involve other people. For example, the Try Guys situation. I've seen a lot of people online since the thing. A lot of people have been making content about the situation, and just like the Will Smith slap and any other polarizing thing that has captured our attention in the last month or so on the internet, or just the internet history in general, everyone had something to say. And this one got really big, especially because it was covered on SNL. SNL made a reference to something that did happen in the situation. I think it was the YouTube video that the Try Guys released announcing that Ned was no longer working with them. Situations like that, cheating scandals for example, when it involves other people, especially minors, and just other people surrounding what you could see as the drama, even though it's not a drama, it's somebody's life, you should probably handle it with more care, and you should watch probably what you say and think about what you say a little bit, instead of just rushing to get something in because everybody else is. There's a lot of excitement when it comes to moving like a mob on the internet, and it's fun and it's exciting to be a part of something, especially for example to be on Twitter when something is trending and you're actively tweeting and you're actively finding out things as everyone else is finding out, and it's just kind of this emotion overload. And people to some extent, especially when it comes to information on the internet nowadays, have somehow become gluttons for information. It's never enough. You just want to know more and more and more about things that probably don't matter. Like, why would I need to know about the inner workings of the Try Guys or like Ned Fulmer's personal life? Why do I need to know about his relationships and his extramarital affairs to the extent that I do? I do not. I have zero use for this knowledge. I don't have any use for it, but now I have it and I'm invested. But why? Still, things like that, even though the memes are funny, yes, require you to handle it with some level of empathy. Yeah, we've come back to it. It's always the number one thing I'll talk about on this channel. This channel is just me having an empathy diary and talking about empathy in different fonts. And I love it. It's what I'm meant to do. It's what my mission on this planet. Handling situations on the internet as something that doesn't just require a hot take out of you, but something with people behind it, will and should change the way that you move online. We all know how disconnected the nature of the internet is and how people just are reduced to pixels, and it's really hard to remember that what you see as a spectacle has a person behind it, whether it be a country in crisis or some internet drama or, I don't know, a fucking poll on the internet. Like, there are people behind all these different scenarios, and I'm not equating the weight of all of them together. I'm not saying they're all the same thing. But what I'm saying is, on the internet, all those can feel like the same thing because they're all presented in the same way. So it's easy to just be disconnected and not feel like you're interacting with people. But at the end of the day, behind all those situations or scenarios, there's a human being that has thoughts and feelings and emotions just like you, and probably requires some understanding and empathy and care. Unfortunately, situations like that don't always get the care that they do deserve, or the gentleness and the attention that they do deserve, just because of the sensational nature of the internet and how spectacle makes money and how attention makes money and how your attention is valuable. And to keep your attention, things just get more outrageous and outrageous, and at the end we lose sight of what is important, and we misuse a tool that we have and that we are so lucky to have, and that could do so much good and fuel and foster so many relationships and meaningful connections, and you know, just be a tool for positive change. However, what we've done with it, like usual, is just kind of made it all poo-poo. It sucks. And that doesn't mean it can't be better though, right? It doesn't mean it can't be better, but we have to remember that there's people behind every avatar. Well, some people could be bots, but behind every avatar is probably a real human person behind it, and behind every sensational story there are probably people behind it, and behind any political crisis that you've seen via Instagram infographic, there are probably real people, not even that, there are real people behind it who are actually being affected, and we just need to give that a bit more attention. But that doesn't mean we go giving all that energy to everything, everywhere, all the time. And that's where I propose my solution, which is just saying you don't know. If you're asked if you have an opinion on something and you do not have the mental energy to carry the weight of what it costs to have enough informed opinion on a complicated topic, and this isn't just for like simple things. I'm not talking about like silly opinions like what you think about a celebrity award to an award show. Like, that's fine. Those are nonsense opinions. You don't need to think about it objectively unless you're looking at like specifically for different aspects or like trying to break it down. But otherwise, if you think it looks good or not, that's not something you need to think about. Practicing saying you don't know, or you just don't know enough on a situation to comment, or just simply not saying anything could give you a world of peace, could make you sleep so well at night knowing that you just don't have to contribute. You don't have to contribute to every conversation, even if it feels like you're possibly being left out of a moment. If you don't have the mental energy to do the mental work, just don't do it and save it for something that you care enough about to actually do that work on. And do it then on something that you actually do really care about and do actually want to ride for. And you don't have to rack your brain trying to think of a hot take to say. They'll probably pop off. It's just, if you care about something enough, think about it enough, then share what you think, share your thoughts. Or if you don't care about something enough, don't say anything about it. Just move on with your life and save that mental energy. That's really it. It's really that simple. And for those of you who've stayed to hear about what I think about the whole Try Guys situation, since everyone is sharing it, and I'm a hypocrite, okay? Don't believe everything I say on this channel. Sure, I come up and I say things, but I'm a stranger on the internet. Don't take everything I say for word. I could say things that I probably don't even believe in them. I think this situation's bad shit. It's always the life, guys. And I feel horrible for everyone else involved. Ned was always my least favorite Try Guy though. Eugene's my fave. And Eugene is mad about it, so am I. Mob mentality, baby. Anyway, we have reached the end of this video. My wine glass is shattered on the floor. A lot has happened. I have a windmill lollipop that I will eat as I do this outro. Huh? Local woman struggles with rapper. Anyway, this is it. Look at it. Listen, this is what I choose to spend my adult money on. Satisfaction. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought about the contents of this video, and like to see me talk about anything, any video, any topic. If you want to hear my opinions on things, this won't keep spinning. If you want to hear my opinion on things, let my fingers are clean, don't worry. Opinions are like buttholes, we all know that saying. That's the least casual joke that I have ever done. What? If you're wondering where the wine glass has gone, it is on the floor. It is shattered. It is in pieces. But we do not care about it because it is something outside of my control. I should probably pick the glass up off the floor though, because it will cut me. And that one would suck. And that would be in my control because it would be my issue to deal with. Stoicism.
It's 5:50 something and I feel so empty inside.